Why are you still carrying it? There's a story behind that. This is your daily message from Chad number 724 to upgrade your mental game today by telling yourself a better story. Because the most important story you hear is the story you tell yourself. And this message is dedicated to the remarkable John Bevere. Two Theravada monks, one older and one younger, were traveling and came to a river with a strong current. A young woman stood there, unable to cross alone, and asked for help. The older monk, without hesitation, carried her across and set her down on the other side. The younger monk was shocked, as their monastic vows forbade touching women. For hours afterward, the younger monk brooded silently, unable to let go of his offense at the older monk's actions. Finally, the older monk turned to him and said, "Brother, I set that woman down hours ago by the river. Why are you still carrying her?" Offense is so easy to pick up and so hard to put down. Arguably, the most important mindset to cultivate is forgiveness. People do things that you resent. You can be bitter about how people acted. Sometimes the person didn't even make the offense directly toward you, but you take offense. A mindset of offense is a trap. It will hold you. It leads to a form of psychological bondage. The master teacher told one of the most powerful stories about not forgiving an offense. A king performed an audit and found an administrator who had racked up an unimaginable debt. It was the equivalent of 130,000 years worth of salary. I don't even know how someone could dig a hole that deep. The guy was brought in and begged the king for time to repay. The king just forgave the debt. The other administrators couldn't believe it. Their jaws dropped to the floor. As unimaginable as the amount of debt was, it was just as unimaginable that the king would wipe the account clean. That forgiven administrator went out and immediately found a guy who owed him $1,000 and demanded repayment. The guy begged for time, and the administrator wouldn't give it to him and had the guy thrown in debtor's prison. A few people from the king's court saw this go down and couldn't believe it. They went and told the king, so the king had the administrator confirm what he heard. Finding it was true, he turned him over to the torturers until he repaid all that he owed. The point was, the debt might as well have been infinite. He would never be freed. The further point was, the administrator didn't understand forgiveness. It's not events or people that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Epictetus taught, quote, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them," end quote. You don't have to be offended by what someone does. It's a choice. John Bevere wrote a classic book on this titled The Bait of Satan. He teaches that forgiveness is a necessity. It's the most important mindset to cultivate if you want to enjoy freedom and joy in life. Holding an offense, allowing bitterness to take root, choosing not to forgive is plain torture. The better story to tell yourself is you don't have to continue to carry it. If you have a story of forgiveness, email me at fromchadsmith@gmail.com. The transcript of this message and hundreds of others are always available at fromchad.com.